Hey there, I'm Martha Girl Forever here again, and I'm going to be doing live action movies this time. Hopefully I won't take quite so long to explain some of the pairings, because it was cut pretty close last video. And I did it all in one take, so yay me. London tipped-in reference. Okay, on to my top 10 live action movies. Number 10 is Tristan and Yvain from Stardust, the North Star and Tristan. I like them. They're so sweet, and I will never forget how I was sitting there in theaters when I first came out, and my cousin whapped another one of my cousins in the shoulder. I was like, "Look, she's glowing." He wasn't. I don't want to say he was under the influence or something, but he was definitely not acting right. Who knows? Maybe he was high on life. I get high on life all the time. But he just wasn't acting right, and so he just whapped her, elbowed her in the shoulder, and he's like, "Look, she's glowing." It was hilarious, but I think that's why I like it so much. It's because of my cousin. So thank you, cousin. You know which one you are. All right. Number 9, if I can find where I am, is Maureen and Joanne from Rent. I think it's Joanne or something like that. I love Maureen. It's like Maureen has such attitude and such spunk, and she's so cool and so awesome. And so, like I said before, a lot of my favorite pairings come from the fact that they have my favorite character. That's what it comes down to. And that would be them. And that's what I was talking about. No, I guess not, because I have a few other straight pairings. I don't have a lot of date pairings for my live action movies, so maybe I just don't support as many live action ones, because I feel like that's kind of like putting the two actors together. And I don't want them to think that I want the actors. I want the characters together. I want it to be all about the characters. Number 8 is Red and Liz from Hellboy. I heard rumor that there's a Hellboy 3. Someone can tell me if it's true or not. Let me know. But I really like them. They're cute. I love the girl who plays Liz. I didn't recognize her, but I recently figured it out. She's from the Legally Blonde movie, the first one, and I totally didn't even recognize her. Alright, but I like them. They're really cute. She's fiery, she's spunky, and he's got a dark destiny. It's like fire and fire. They don't always go together, but they do. And they love cats. I love cats. Number 7 is Wanderer and Ian from The Host. Or Wanda. I think it's Ian. You guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't remember which guy was Marnie's. I think it was Marnie. I couldn't remember which guy liked the girl whose body it belonged to, and which guy liked Wanda. So you guys can correct me. But it's the one who likes Wanda. The one who, when she gets a new body, likes her. Likes her for her, not what she looks like. Okay, that's a very important message. Now, I'm gonna quickly say this real quick while I still have a minute. Technically, I have a minute and a half. But a lot of my pairings for live action movies aren't ones I consider super favorites, because like I said, I had 15, and there's a lot less to choose for favorites. So I have all my favorites didn't make the top 10. This is one where more than my favorites entered the top 10. But that's okay. I love them all anyway. Number 6 is Becca and Jesse from Pitch Perfect, and I'm wondering why I didn't put 7 above 6. But like I also said in my explaining vid, that they didn't always get in the correct order. I think I think actually the reason why they did that is because of the end scene in Pitch Perfect 1, which I'm looking forward to Pitch Perfect 2. But I think that's it. Pitch Perfect 1, where she does that breakfast club thing for him. Like, I've never seen it. Now there's gonna be like a whole bunch of comments for anyone who watches, like, watch the Breakfast Club. Never watched it. I've heard about it. I know a lot of people have watched it. Pretty much everyone I know has watched it, and nobody wants to watch it with me. People, my husband was like, people do actually cry when they watch that. He wasn't one of them, but I don't like crying during movies. So, anyway, Becca and Jesse from Pitch Perfect. I like them, and I think it's just because of that ending with the Breakfast Club. Number 5 is Han and Giselle from Fast and the Furious movie series. The next couple of them are from movie series, and I really hate how movies have like series. They're like sequels, but they're not TV series technically, so I can do that. And the reason why I like Han and Giselle is I've loved Han since the 3rd movie, and I really loved Giselle in the 4th movie, and I loved in the 5th movie when they got together, and the 6th movie when she gave her life to protect him. I died inside. And then of course he's dead by the 7th movie because of the 3rd movie. So, I mean, goodbye Hans, goodbye Giselle. I love you very much and I miss you. And I'm hoping the 7th movie is actually the last because Paul Walker actually died. I really don't want them to make an 8th one because I don't want his character to be replaced, and I don't want him to just change and be like, oh yeah, Dylan O'Brien's not in it anymore. He's not a character anymore. So I'm really hoping it ends with 7. And I think a lot of people are too. And I think that's one of the reasons it took them so long to get out. It's because they were preparing to end it. At least that's what I'm hoping. I don't really know. I'm not sure I really want to know. But if there's Fast and the Furious 8, I will probably not go see it. Which is probably a really horrible thing to say. Like, just because my favorite character died, I'm not going to go watch. One of my favorite actors died, and his character's no longer. It's just going to disappear from the movie series. I'm not going to watch it. That's horrible. Number 4. And I still have like a good minute and a half to talk about the last one. Number 4 is Drarry. And you guys see my Drarry chat room. From obviously the movie series Harry Potter that had 8 movies, which is ridiculous. Actually, it's okay. I can see why they put the 7th one in 2 parts. There's just things like the Hunger Games where they put the 3rd one in 2 parts when it's not thicker than the other 2, so if you feel gypped when it comes to detail for the first 2. I think like half of it was that song. Like, are you going to the tree? Okay. Anyway, so Drarry. I love Draco and Harry, and it's because they're polar opposites. Like, you have the good Harry, the not so good Draco, who at the end just can't be evil. Like, he's not like evil, but he's not exactly good either. And I feel like if Harry had accepted his offer of friendship, then he could have changed Draco around, and a lot of things would have changed. My favorite character in that series, by the way, was Dobby, who, when I saw die in 7 Part 1, I practically broke my husband's hand squeezing so tight, so he was not appreciative of that. But, because in middle school I had read 25 books in one summer to contribute into reading the most amount of books for the summer to get this Dobby figurine in my library when I was in middle school. I think it's still there. But I worked really hard for that. It was about the same time the second movie came out. And, I loved Dobby so much. And I didn't make my top 5 character list because I just love so many other characters. You know what? I'll kick Merlin off and put Dobby at number 5. Anyway, so that's Drarry for you. Number 3 is Katniss and Peeta from the Hunger Games. I always supported them. And the end of the last movie, the part 1 of the third movie, it just, I hated the end of it. I really did. I'm not going to do spoilers because it's so new. I just really hated the end, how that happened. It's not right. Anyway, number 2 is Stony. Normally, this would be under the crossover section, and I probably wouldn't have noticed it if it was. But because they share one, soon to be 2 movies together, well, what can I say? Stony is obviously from the Avengers movie, and there's the Avengers 2 movie, The Age of Ultron, coming out. And I think it's really cool. Steve Rogers, Captain America, who knew Howard Stark, who happens to be Tony Stark / Iron Man's father. Like, you gotta wonder how old he was, because it's been like, what, 50 years or so since the crash. Of course, Tony Stark wasn't born yet. How old is Tony Stark? But I guess that doesn't matter, considering Captain America was frozen in a block of ice. I think Captain America's supposed to be like 20 or something. Like, he keeps enlisting. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but it's like he keeps enlisting like he's pretty young, like early 20s at latest. So, I mean, Captain America's probably not even 30, and you got Tony Stark, who's at least 40. But that's okay, I love Robert Downey Jr. He's awesome. He's like Jackie Chan. No matter how old he gets, he still looks great. So anyway, Stony, I really love them. I love the Super Family vids you can find online where they put Peter Parker as their son. They're super husbands, I think is what they call it. And they're pretty cool. I just love them together. It's like they're different, but they're the same. As of the end of the Avengers movie, they had both been through like death-defying acts, and where they had practically died and came back to life, and it just left a part of them different, part of them empty. Of course, most of the movie, you ship them anyway before that, but like just the fact that they now have something in common. They're different, but they're the same. Like, they didn't get their powers like Thor by being a god, or Hulk changes. He was originally born that way. He got injected with a serum. You know, it keeps changing. Widow, she's pretty cool on her own. But, I mean, it's like you got all these things, and it just doesn't seem to add up. Anyway, so, but, you know, he has a suit, but he's super rich, so it doesn't matter. He's popular anyway. But Captain America came from nothing and became famous. So they're opposites, but like I said, you ship them all the same. And I have exactly a minute and a half to explain my number 1 pairing from the new movie Divergent, For and Tris. And I have read the book, and there's a few differences from the book and the movie. I just finished reading the book, and I'm still so excited to go see the second movie coming out. I love For and Tris because, yes, they're both abnegation. Spoiler alert. And they both know what it's like, and they're both divergents, and they both went into Dauntless. They both were top of their class, and they're just awesome. They're 2 years apart, and the only difference is that For left because he was abused by his father, and Tris left because she never felt she was selfless enough to be a part of abnegation. And I don't know, I just think they're cute. I think I like the slow build up in the book, but I'm okay with the movie too. For the first time, I can't honestly say which one I like better. I think I like the storyline of events, which is different but sort of the same. It's like the same events, some a little tweaked, but yeah, I don't know which one I like better. And I gotta end it here because I got like 10 seconds. So, bye guys.